All aboard your tech and games caboose. LG had their G8 and their V50 shown off a little bit at Mobile World Congress. So let us go over some of the unique features going on here. So first up we have the G8 ThinQ and the V50, which is potentially 5G. So let's go over some of the specs really quick. They both have Snapdragon 855s, 6 gigs of RAM, 128 storage, and then things get a little different with your batteries. The G8 has 3500 milliamps and the V50 has 4000. And then the G8 screen has a 6.1 inch 1440 by 3120 resolution versus the V50's a larger 6.4 inch screen. And the first big difference, unique thing going on, is the V50 has a dual screen mod. And what is that, you ask? It is a little attachment. It connects by like 3 or 4 pin pogo pins on the back of the phone, and it connects to a second display, and it's 6.2 inches, which is, I believe, 2160 by 1080p resolution. And you get a little extra screen for gaming. You get a joystick, some buttons, or a race wheel, and then you can do dual app multitasking, maps, texting. There was some face video pictures, and then here's a little camera one where you can use the 3 different cameras on the back. So we'll go over that in a second though too. Some different things that you're trying to use it for. Also has beyond 4G. Well, that's another pretty unique thing. And then just more multitasking with the screen. And it does not have a battery. It's going to use your phone's battery, I'm pretty sure. So there is that. And then the number 2 difference we have is the cameras. So the V50 has 3 rear cameras, so a 12 megapixel main camera, 16 ultra wide, and a telephoto, so 2x zoom. And the LG G8 drops the telephoto camera, but in favor of one of the front camera changes. So they both have 8 megapixel front cameras, and that is where it gets interesting with the G8's TOF Z camera. And what is this, you ask? Let's go over it. So it has a couple different things, but it is a infrared 3D camera basically. So it gives you some extra security for improved face unlock basically. So it sucks your face into there and calculates the flight of time light response, basically FOT. And there is some other extra functions that this does from the front camera. It can basically map your hand, so you can do 3 different gestures. There's probably some more, but clamp for some screenshots, quick app shortcut, swipe away, and then media control for some volume changing. So that was pretty interesting. And the other cool thing with this front-facing 3D camera is that it has hand ID. So it actually will map the veins in your hand, so vein recognition, so it actually can see everything inside. So pretty interesting, and that is more secure than fingerprint, just like a regular fingerprint. I'm not sure about the ultrasonic or anything like that, but that's what they mentioned in the news press. So pretty interesting that it can do that, as well as some other things. And specifically about some of the air controls, MKBHD Marquez, he got an hour to play with it, and he did some of the functions, and he's found them a little finicky. Some of them you had to get just right and just the right motion, and so it probably needs to be improved a little bit. It's early, it's not even out yet. There's no release date, which we'll go over that in a little bit, but pretty interesting to see some air gestures going on with some front-facing cameras. So, and last little thing about the front-facing camera is has some face unlock features we kind of mentioned already, even when it's dark. So it uses infrared sensors, so it can do it at dark or bright times. And then also some camera functions that they integrated with it. You can do some spotlight changing from the front facing to do some selfies, and it has some really good blur effects. It has 256 levels of different blurring that it can do, so pretty good for your front-facing selfie people out there. You have a pretty good camera going on. And the third big difference we have here is crystal sound. So this is with the G8 ThinQ, has crystal sound, and this is emitted from the actual display. So it is stereo output, and it also has a surround DTS:X effect. so you'll get some really realistic audio going on. And it also has some 32-bit hi-fi DAC, so you audiologists will like that. And also another audio feature, along with the cool crystal sound emitting display, is master quality authenticated. So this will allow for compromised high resolution audio streaming without compromising sound quality. So this is a pretty good audio centric phone. So that is good. And the fourth cool unique feature is, there isn't one, but the fifth one is the V50 has 5G, and 5G is pretty good, you have to say. It's about 20 times faster speeds is what they say, and you can do things like game faster with the extra dual display and get beat everybody else because you react faster, and some, I guess, remote surgery stuff, which is 5G. So that's cool. So those are your 5 pretty cool unique features. And some other little things going on is there's a third model of phone, the LG G8S. So this has a little bit less details going on, but similar specs, but it's a 6.2 inch, so 0.1 larger than the regular G8 coming out soon, and same RAM, and it has that third extra camera, the 12 megapixel telephoto. So, and I think 50 milliamp hours, slightly bigger battery, but that's very small. And then it has a Z camera and everything else. So pretty good for that. And the price for the G8, you ask, is currently not mentioned. It's probably going to be a little more, a little higher than the G7 or V40 for each different one. And there's also no release date, but there was a couple reports saying available soon. So a couple months, you're going to have to strap in a little while. So basically, the V50 has the dual screens for some cool gaming, and also the 5G, so some extra fast connections. And then the G8 has the cool Z camera for some front-facing security, some air gestures, and the vein recognition. And also the crystal sound, which has pretty much higher quality sound being emitted and stereo audio. So some pretty good stuff for the G8 and the G8S and the V50 from LG, and a lot of Mobile World Congress stuff going on. So we'll probably have some more videos about that tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific. So get ready for some more of that. And we will be signing out from your extra episode. Pew, 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 pew.